It's a wonderful, wonderful morning, a beautiful Saturday morning here in Barbados. I'm feeling alive. I'm here with my cup of this is cloves and bay leaf. So someone introduced me to clove and bay leaf. So that's the tea I am drinking today, and it's actually really good, really, really delicious. I don't know if you've ever tried it before. Cloves and bay leaf. That's the tea that I'm drinking. I'm into all of these kinds of teas. Sometimes I have moringa. Sometimes I go out in my yard and I get some leaf of life. Anybody have leaf of life in their in their yard? I get my leaf of life. Sometimes I go and I get some mint. Sometimes I go and this is all around me, I get so I can get mint, I can get leaf and life. I just got some cerasee growing in the back. Who knows about cerasee tea? We drink that a lot in Jamaica, and I know it's drank here as well, but not as much as how we drink it in Jamaica. Cerasee tea and all the different things, and just being healthy, and building the immune system. All right, so welcome to those who have joined us this morning. And I want you to tell me where you're watching me from. Are you watching from Facebook? Are you watching from YouTube? And which country you're watching from? Good morning again. I am Marcia Weeks, and you are watching the Marcia Weeks Show. And we're broadcasting live from Barbados, right here in beautiful Barbados. My backdrop is actually Bridgetown. It's actually Bridgetown Broad Street, specifically Broad Street, Bridgetown, and you see the beautiful buildings, and it is a beautiful, beautiful country. The entire Caribbean is beautiful. If you're just joining, I was telling, hey, Jackie. Oh, okay, you're from England. Jackie, I wonder if that's a Jackie that I know. Hi, Jackie. Are you from Barbados originally? Jackie, I was telling them that I'm drinking my cup of bay leaf tea with cloves, and the bay leaf I picked from the back of my yard this morning. Yeah. So we're into all of this natural stuff, and no sugar, no sugar. So it's good. It's really good. So Jackie, how are you doing? How are you doing? How is England going? Jackie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Guys, this morning we're going to be talking about just some of what's happening throughout the region as it relates to child abuse. This is rampant throughout the region, and so I want to hear your thoughts about it. We want to also talk to you about the I'm going to share my screen and bring it up on here for you. There's something that is coming up that is so powerful, and one of the reasons it's so powerful, it is because of the unity. It says that where there is unity, there is strength, right? Where there's unity, there is strength. And if you look at my screen right now, you will see a beautiful flyer on my screen. Can you see it? Yeah, it's a beautiful flyer, and this is taking place tomorrow. This is happening tomorrow. Tomorrow, Mother's Day. Mother's Day is tomorrow here in Barbados, in the Caribbean, in this side of the world. I know England celebrated Mother's Day. Is it last month? I can't remember if it's February or when do you celebrate Mother's Day. Oh, Jackie's saying my mom is from St. James madhouse like the rest of the world. And yes, this abuse of our children is straight out of the slave master's playbook. Right. Okay, March. So the Mother's Day is celebrated in Britain in March. Okay, and so we are now celebrating it tomorrow. So I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are watching, wherever you're watching from. Happy Mother's Day. It's a blessing to be a mother. Sometimes when the children are small, when they're little, it doesn't feel so much like it's a blessing, Jackie or your mom. sometimes, it doesn't feel like, you have to wake up and feed them, and they're crying and they're pooping, and all the different things that they do, right? The little ones, they're all the things that they do. But they grow up and they bring you so much joy. And you just love them. You love them whether they bring you joy or not. You love them, you know you're a nanny. You're a nanny. Yes. Well, I'm not there as yet. I have three boys myself, and I am so proud of them. I'm so happy and feel so great that God has gifted me the opportunity to be a mommy. So and to all the mommies who are watching, I want to say, Happy Mother's Day, Olufimi. Sandy, good morning. And you say Molwini. What does that mean? I see you put that all the time up. What does that mean? What language is that? Olafimi. And what does that mean? What does that mean? Today, guys, we're talking about child abuse in the region, is what we're going to be talking about. And we're going to talk about what's on my screen. And it's the prayer walk for the nation's children. And it is happening tomorrow. And we have people from all different walks of life, from all different faiths, and they're coming together. Everybody, I'm of the Christian faith, and I have no problems associating with people of the Rastafari faith, people who are whatever the faith that they're from. I have no problems at all. I have no problems doing that, because I think while we're out there, we're each praying to God. And whoever we conceive to be God. So we don't have a problem in fellowshipping and dealing with people of different faiths. So we're going to be out there tomorrow, and it starts at 6 o'clock. Okay, right, Michelle. So the walk is going to be on the Black Rock Road, okay? And if you take a look at the poster there, it's going to tell you. Just give me a moment. I am sharing something, and then I'm going to be able to actually tell you, where it's going to be from, okay? Just give me a moment. I'm just getting all the relevant information for you where I can see it. Michelle, were you planning to join, Michelle? I hope so, Michelle. Yes, Jackie, I know because you're far away, you can't be with us today, but you will be with us, as you said, in spirit. Yes, yes, and we can pray from wherever we are. Wherever we are, we can pray. Yeah. And I do have two ladies who are going to be coming on later to talk to us about it. Yes, yes. So we're going to stop at the psychiatric hospital, and remember, it's silent prayers. So because when we are usually at hospitals, it is a silent zone around the hospital, so we will not be it's not going to be anything loud, no music, no drums. It's a quiet, silent, powerful time, and we're going to all be wearing white. So everybody, we're wearing white tomorrow, and it's a silent prayer. It's between you and God. It's between you and God. It's individual prayers. Individual prayers are going to go up, and it's going to all be between us and God. Individual prayers, okay? That will go up tomorrow, and so we're looking forward, really looking forward to you guys coming out. So Michelle, you're saying if we going to stop. So I'm assuming you're going to be there. By the grace of God, I will be there tomorrow in my white. I will be in my white tomorrow. And symbolically, what we want to do is we want to carry on our backs, like how the Africans, our ancestors, and those who live in Africa, our brothers and sisters in Africa, the way they carry their child. Those of you who want to do that, listen, let's make it dramatic. I'm into theater, so let's make it dramatic. So that's how I'm going to carry I'm going to carry my child tomorrow on my back. Or you can string them in the front. I'm sure you all know how the babies are carried in Africa, and we see the pictures all the time. Yes, so tomorrow it's going to be a very, very powerful time. And as I said, we are from different. Hi, Emmanuel. Emmanuel is one of those brothers. I tell you, he's going to be out there tomorrow because it's a family thing. Yeah, yeah, it's a family thing tomorrow. It's not a women's thing. All right, it's not a women's thing. It is a family thing. So we ask you to bring the entire family. My husband and I, we're going to be out there tomorrow. Bring the entire family. I would love to get my teenage son, because this is something that we all need to be conscious of. Yeah. So we really need the support of everybody. Emmanuel Barilla is one of the first people last year who was sounding this alarm on Facebook, and so I am just thrilled that his organization is part of what is happening. And that his group is the Barbados Youth in Action. Am I saying that right? And I'm looking for it, Emmanuel, and it's going to come up very, very soon. And Emmanuel, through politically incorrect, has been able really to bring the public up to date on what is happening, and he's been using his show to do that. And I just want to honor him and thank him for doing that. Alex Mitchell is another one who keeps it right there on the front burner. Steve Moore, these are men. And so I believe that it's quite okay if I mean, us as women, that we really need to join in the Barbados Youth Action Program is also part of this. And that's a lovely thing about this. That's a lovely thing about this. It is, as Emmanuel is saying, it's a family thing. Okay. And so we are all from different organizations. Marcus Garvey, he says black unity is key. He says, get organized and you will compel the world to respect you. And when I look at this flyer, that's what I see. I see organization. I see unity. Black unity is key, says Marcus Garvey. Get organized and you will compel the world to respect you. And so that's what's going to happen tomorrow. There is a sense of unity. We are breaking down these barriers and saying, "Oh, you are from this group and you are from that group." This issue is so important that we really need to come together. We really need to come together. And as I said, Emmanuel is Berelia is Rastafari. And he's my brother. He knows that. I love him. My husband and I, we relate to Emmanuel very, very well. In fact, I know there's a prayer group that happens, a Christian prayer group that happens every morning at 7:30. And when you look on the prayer points, Emmanuel, your name is there, and politically incorrect is there. Listen, guys, we need to break down the barriers. And it's not a disrespecting of your faith or my faith, but we're coming together. And that's really what matters. Now, Michelle, this is what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to be walking from Black Rock Main Road near its junction with Dodson Land and Griffith Lands. And we're going to go along Black Rock Main Road to the junction with Wavell Avenue. So to the Black Rock, that junction there at Wavell Avenue. We leave Black Rock Main Road at its junction with Wavell Avenue, thence along Black Rock Main Road to its junction with Dodson Land and Griffith Land. This route is repeated between the hours of 6 a.m. until 12 noon, right? So we're going to go back and forth there, and we are going to definitely be stopping at the psychiatric hospital. And Think of how powerful that statement is, and it's all going to be in silence, not a word. And each person, we're praying individually, individual prayers. That's happening all along there because this issue is an issue that cuts across religious barriers. It cuts across racial barriers. It cuts across class barriers. All of those things. It doesn't matter. This is a hill that each of us must say, listen, we will die on this hill. This is about children. This is about young people. This is about what matters to the heart of God. Whoever you want to call him, whoever, I respect you. Whatever you want to call him, I respect you. This goes across, cuts across all religious lines and barriers. This is important, guys. This is like watching people in a burning building. Our girls are up there at the psychiatric hospital. That's where our girls are because they're drinking bleach and they want to hurt themselves because of the abuse that they're going through. Why would I stay home tomorrow? There is no reason for me to stay home tomorrow. I can't stay home tomorrow and wait for my kids, my children, to shower me with gifts on Mother's Day. What hypocrisy! What hypocrisy. I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of my time tomorrow and I'm going to be on the road with them tomorrow. Yeah? I'm going to be on the road with them tomorrow. We're going to cut across all of those barriers because you know what they want us to do? They want us to forget about those girls. They want us to say how terrible they are and that they don't listen, and it is there because of what they did, why they're in the place that they are. And what we're beginning to understand is that these young ladies, majority of them, they have not committed any crime. They have not committed any crime. Yet still the public is made to believe that they're in a jail. Yes, and we're going to be talking about that a little later in the program, But I'm saying, guys, I'm saying as Michelle is saying, yeah, yes. Michelle is saying not our nation's children. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not our nation children. Yeah. And we one of the things that I know, let me look and find the prayer points here. But one of the things I know that we're praying for the closing of that building, the closing of that GIS building. Yeah. That I know that is one of the things that we're praying about. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And there's so many groups that are being represented, and yeah, and so we want you. So these are the places that we will stop and pray at. The Soul gas station, bus stop near the psychiatric hospital, Deacon's Resource Center in the parking lot in front of Chanel supermarket. So all of these places, including the psychiatric hospital, we will stop and we're going to be praying. Guys, share this live, share the live, share the live, share the live. I know that a lot of people watch afterwards. Yeah. So again, we're going from the Black Rock Main Road, near its junction with Dodson Land and Griffith Land. So meet there. We're going to meet there at 6 a.m., guys. 6 a.m. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie is sharing. So share the live, guys. Share the live. Jackie is sharing. Thank you, Jackie. Black Rock Main Road near its junction with Dodson Land and Griffith Land, and thence along Black Rock Main Road to its junction with Wavell Avenue. Okay. And then we're going to leave Black Rock Main Road again at its junction with Wavell Avenue, and then go again along the Black Rock Main Road to its junction with Dodson Land and Griffith Land. And this route is repeated. It's repeated. Okay. So we ask you to please share, please share, please share, please share. And invite somebody to come along with you, right? Invite someone to come along and to be part of this. All right. Invite someone to come along. Here are some of the groups that are part of it. Politically Incorrect, Sulam Construction Limited, We the Forgotten Women, Global Network for Cultural Development, Orgasmic Intelligence, Barbados Youth Action Program, Full Moon Goddess Circle, Spiritually Aware Group. Okay, so these are some of the groups that are going to be part of the prayer walk as we do our silent prayer tomorrow. Okay, and so we're asking you to share, and invite somebody to the prayer. If you're going to make it to the prayer walk tomorrow, put your name in the comment section. How many of you are going to be attending? How many of you are attending? I know Michelle will be there. Michelle, who are you bringing with you, Michelle? I'll be there, and my husband will be there, and I'm trying to get at least 10 persons with me. Emmanuel, you'll be there. Emmanuel, are you still there? Who are you? Who will be with you? Who are you attending? I know Olufemi, Olufemi, okay. Olufemi is in another country, so he was telling me what the Molowini, he says, is used to greet a group of two or more persons in the Bantu language. Yes, and we are Bantu. And the Zusa, Molo is when you greet an individual in the same language. Okay. So Molowini. Okay. Oh, I learned something. Thank you. Thank you. Molo or Molowini can be used any time of the day. Thank you, Molowini. Wow. Am I saying it correctly? Hope so. Who else is going? Nobody else is going on this walk tomorrow? The prayer walk for the nation's youth? Oh my goodness. Michelle, it's just the two of us? It's just the two of us, Michelle, that's going? Oh my. Oh my. Oh my, look at that. Nobody else. Come on, guys. Come on. We can do better than that. You don't have to spend the whole time. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, guys. Yes, yes. Um, who else is going? Nobody? Jackie saying Happy Mother's Day to all. Okay, Emmanuel will be there. Emmanuel, you anybody coming with you? I know you've been on politically incorrect. You have been announcing it to everybody. Yeah. So guys, please share the live. While I wait for two of the organizers to come on to the show this morning, I want to share with you some information, guys, that I found out from UNICEF, actually. Yeah. So I'm going to share some information because I realize that this issue has been going on for a long time, and a lot of people know about what is happening at the government industrial schools. So if you are not from Barbados and you are watching, we are talking this morning about child abuse. Okay, whether it is physical abuse of children, sexual abuse of children. We're talking this morning about children and about them being abused, emotional abuse. And we have a specific situation that is occurring at the government industrial schools here in Barbados, which is a reform school for girls. And there have been several reports of abuse of the girls at this reform school that is in Barbados, and it's been going on for years. In fact, everybody that I speak to, they can give you some kind of story about what has happened there with the girls. Last year there was a picture or a video circulating on social media of a young girl where she was being, she was naked and it seemed to us looking on like she's being tortured. And I figure it was some kind of punishment. And I've heard from people who said that, 20 years even before that, they've visited there and seen girls tied up tied up in a room because the wardens are punishing these girls. And so there has been a public outcry about the treatment of the girls at the government industrial schools. In addition to that, we've had some whistleblowers from there, and whom the government has fired since. And so there's been even a court case. There's a case in court. I know that it was adjourned for another day. It was supposed to be been Thursday. I don't know if Emmanuel can fill us in on what the outcome has been of that court case. But this is a major issue. The minister, Wilfred Abrahams, I keep saying Abrams, but it's Wilfred Abrahams. He has said that he's done an investigation. He's a minister under whom the GIS falls. And he's saying that he's done a thorough investigation, and he's found nothing wrong. And literally days after he said that, girls have started to jump ship, try to leave the institution because of the alleged abuse that is happening there. So it's a real crisis. Some of these girls, they've gone back to the institution. They've turned themselves into the police, and they have been taken back into the institution, and have been reported to be suicidal. So they have now removed them and put them at the psychiatric hospital. So that is the situation in a nutshell. Since that time, I believe two other girls have joined them at the psychiatric hospital, and at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital as well, where they're under watch, their suicide watch. So it is a very, very serious situation, and that is the backdrop, really. And it's against this backdrop that we are going out tomorrow in unity, and saying a prayer for these girls. Tomorrow 6 a.m., and we're starting there at that junction there at Black Rock, 6 a.m., and we're asking you to share the live and to let people know exactly what is happening there. Okay. So that is what. But if you notice my screen, this is a document that has been prepared by UNICEF, I'm sorry. UNICEF, Unite for the Children. Okay. It says Justice for Children in Barbados. And so this is a document, as I said, being prepared by UNICEF. And they actually have a report on GIS, on DODS. Okay, so there is a report in here about it, and this has been over a number of years. This is in 2013. Okay. And these are all the different organizations that's been part of this report. And let me just read some of the key findings that they found in the situation analysis of justice for children in Barbados. So this is a report from UNICEF, guys, on the analysis of justice for children in Barbados 2016. I said 2013 earlier. This is a 2016 report, right? And here are some of the findings. The need for reform of national legislative frameworks. UNICEF says of the Justice for Children in Barbados, based on their report in 2016, a major overhaul of the laws that govern the administration of juvenile justice is long overdue and ought to be given some priority. There are several troubling aspects of the law, some related to the Juvenile Offenders Act, and others that are more relevant to the Reformatory and Industrial Schools Act. Some of the deficiencies are general and reflect the overall archaic nature of the legislation, whereas others are more specific and rooted in specific provisions that are contrary to international standards and the best interests of the children of Barbados. This is since 2016. They're saying that what they're found is that there are some of our laws that are contrary to international standards and the best interests of the children of Barbados. And the question is, if these were findings that they had from 2016, UNICEF, I want to know what is the power that you have? What's the power of UNICEF? If all, is it just to make a report? What is the power of UNICEF? If you could make this report and saying that the laws are contrary to international standards and the best interests of the children of Barbados, what have you done with this report, UNICEF? What is it? It's just, is it on your website? And that's about it. According to UNICEF, there are some deficiencies under the Juvenile Offenders Act. UNICEF says it's outdated. It's been enacted since 1932, which is reflected in the language used and the lack of incorporation of more modern principles grounded in the articles of the CRC. Narrowly defines a child as a person under the age of 14. These are some of the deficiencies under the Barbados Juvenile Offenders Act. Later on in the program, we're going to have someone, a Jamaican, who is going to be on, a child advocate from Jamaica, and we also have a child from Trinidad as well. That's going to be on to share with us. They're both living in Barbados, and they're going to give their perspective on the region. But let's continue. Another deficiency, it does not extend to children aged 16 to 18. Establishes 11 years as the age of criminal responsibility, which is below the regionally accepted age of 12. So the region says, when you're 12 years old, it's when you can really commit a crime, when you're criminally responsible. Barbados says 11. And UNICEF knows about this since 2016, when they did their when they did this report and they did their investigation. And here it is, we're here, and there's nothing has happened. The law, according to them, the Juvenile Offenders Act, does not sufficiently enshrine the child's right to participation in the proceedings. According to UNICEF, the Juvenile Offenders Act has limited sentencing options. The Juvenile Offenders Act includes inappropriate sentencing options, including whipping. Including whipping. And it's discriminatory against boys by exempting girls from whipping. So this is like slavery. So they're beating the boys, and they've excluded the girls from whipping, and with no reason. We're not saying the girls should be whipped either. But if the boys are being whipped, why aren't you whipping the girls? Does not expressly address the issue of expungement of records. Prohibits the publication of identifying information, but permits the presence of the media in the courtroom. It prohibits the publication of identifying information, but permits the presence of the media in the courtroom. What's the point, Barbados? These are the deficiencies under the Juvenile Offenders Act that is reported by UNICEF, not Marcia Weeks, by UNICEF. This is since 2016. And we need to ask UNICEF some hard questions. What is the purpose of UNICEF? What is the purpose of UNICEF? So, UNICEF, after you've done this report, what is it? Is it a whole lot of barking and no biting? What's the bite, UNICEF? What's the purpose of this? So you make a report and you put it on your website. And what do you do next? Because this has been here since 2016. Now, here it is, guys. Deficiency under the for the Industrial Schools Act. So we're now talking about GIS, the act that governs GIS. This is very, very important. Guys, this act is even older than the Juvenile Act. This act is since 1926. This act is since 1926, which is again reflected in the language used. It's outdated, which is again reflected in the language used. This is according to Unicef, not Marcia Weeks, because sometimes we like to say people are pushing their, all different agendas. Guys, the only agenda that's been pushed on this show is the agenda of the children. It's the children of the region. Yes, today we are a little top heavy on Barbados, but we're going to talk about Jamaica. We're going to talk about Trinidad. Yes? Deficiency under the Industrial Schools Act. It has a strong punishment orientation as opposed to a treatment and rehabilitation philosophy. And yet, still, they're saying that the girls are lying at the school. How are they lying? In your very act. Your act is focused on punishment. It's punishment orientated as opposed to a treatment and rehabilitation philosophy. Here it is. This is what UNICEF found when they did an investigation into the Industrial Schools Act, and they've made a report since 2016, which is sitting on their website. And it's a shame that none of the governments have done anything about this. None. UNICEF says the Industrial Schools Act, one of the deficiencies is that it incorporates children in need of care and protection under a legislative scheme that is otherwise very punishment oriented. Did you hear punishment of twice? Can't you say bullet 2 and 3? That is why we're going on the road tomorrow. That is what we're interceding for tomorrow. That is what we're interceding for tomorrow. Guys, this is ridiculous. This is since 2016, and I believe UNICEF need to be called into account. So it seems like in this country and in the region, in Jamaica as well, because I've been reading up stuff on Jamaica as well, that a lot of times we know things and we do nothing about it. We know children are being abused. We knew the children were being abused down there at GIS. It didn't start last year. We knew of this. UNICEF said it since 2016 about that we need to change the policies. Listen to point number 4, guys. UNICEF says that they allow whipping of the boys who do not conform to the institutional rules, which again we said was in the Juvenile Act. It encouraged the criminalization and the stigmatization of conduct that is more appropriately handled within a child protection legislative framework. For example, children found wandering, which we're going to talk about. Children found begging. Huh? You're going to pick up, if a child is outside and they're begging, you're going to put them in a framework, a legislative framework. You're going to put them in a framework for that, like you're dealing with criminals when they have not committed any crime. Most of these children who are wandering, it is because of what is happening in their homes. Children who are destitute according to the act can be put in any of these reform schools and will be subjected to a legislative atmosphere and framework, not one of care and treatment, but one of punishment. And this is where the problem is at. We've got to change the mindsets of the people, of everybody, all of us. How do we throw? It's like almost like you are putting insult to injury. The child is wandering, the child is abused and wandering, the child is destitute, and you've now subjected them to a legislative framework, making them out to be criminals. There is no way, there's no way I would ever stay home tomorrow. There is no way that I would not be on the streets tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be at Black Rock. This has to change. This has to change. And if we don't ask for change, we are part of the problem. We are part of the problem. If I can be on the street and I'm saying Black Lives Matter, I'm putting it on my Facebook page, and I'm doing this, why? And their children in Barbados suffering, and I can't be on the street for that? No, 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 no. Something is wrong. This has to be changed. The Industrial Schools Act needs to change. The Juvenile Offenders Act needs to change. We're going to treat our children with care. We're going to go and seek out our children. We're going to make our children priority because they are gifts from God. Let's continue with the deficiencies under the Industrial Schools Act that the Unicef found out about since 2016 and has just made a report. Huh? We need to stop this whole, it's like we're barking and no biting. I'm not into that. We're not barking and no biting. You understand me? We're done with that. No barking. We all bark, 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 and no bite. This has to stop. UNICEF says it creates a very discriminatory and a harmful mandatory sentencing provision of a minimum of 3 and a maximum of 5 years. Huh? Look at this nonsense here. Huh? A minimum of 3 years. So if you found a child begging on the street, no fault of theirs. Huh? A young girl that is wandering because her stepfather, her uncle, her brother, somebody in the house sexually molesting her, right? Or her mom is beating her, right? Abusing her, and she's walking the streets. And you are going to sentence that child? And that must be allowed to happen in this day and age? And UNICEF, you knew about this since 2016? And we have not heard your voice? Why has this not been reported to the UN? Huh? Why isn't this reported to international bodies? Why didn't UNICEF? Why didn't you report this to the international bodies? What's your purpose? You what? You're taking up space in a beautiful building. You get a beautiful building from the government. Is that what it is? Who pay your salaries? Is there a conflict of interest here, UNICEF? Have you forgotten your objectives? Have you forgotten, UNICEF, why you exist? Huh? You exist to make reports. Is that what you exist to do? And not to mention these wicked governments, both the DLP and the BLP. Wicked governments. You all are. According to UNICEF, they said the child protection legislation was also found to be unsatisfactory given its failure to provide for comprehensive and sufficiently specialized legal response to children in need of care and protection. The current fragmentation of the law was also identified as a major challenge. Hmm? This is what This is let me go back at the top so you see what I'm reading from. This is a situation and analysis of justice for children in Barbados. And this was a report that was made in 2016, created in 2016, and you could just go on the Unicef site and find it. It's right there. It is right there. And no, I definitely understand where I think her name is Miss Marsha. Marsha, is it Aline? Not Marsha Aline. There's the other who was fired, I believe, from GIS and is now living outside of the country, probably for fear of victimization because she spoke up. She was on the board and she decided to be a whistleblower. She became a whistleblower. And I could see why she'd be a whistleblower. I would have blown 16 whistles. I would blow 1,600 whistle. I would blow them. You understand? This is what I would be a whistleblower for this. So, Marsha, I thank you. Marsha Hines is the name. Marsha Hines, you're a hero. And to the other sister who told me that she was fired for speaking up, another former ward who was working there got fired because she came out and she went on Facebook and spoke the truth of what she saw, the beatings that she saw happening there of the girls. Even though the same legislation said the boys, the girls are not to be beaten, but they beat the woman. The ward said the warden that was working there. I can't, let me not use the term warden, but she's saying that she used to work there and then she saw them beating the girls and she cried as she watched it. And this is what's been going on. And I think it's time we're saying enough is enough. Enough is enough. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Enough is enough. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, correct. Now that we know, we have no excuse moving forward. Yeah. Yeah, they will be judged, Nathaniel, for all their injustices. Guys, share the live. Could you share the live, please? This is a very important show. Mr. Hoyt, welcome. Good morning. You said we're more interested in building hotels and entertainment than building up and supporting our miners. Correct. Yeah. Her name is Marsha. Is it Marsha Harris or Hines? Can somebody correct me, please? Mm? This is crazy. Mr. Hoy said children have the most protection under the law. However, they said children are abused and violated with little to no consequences to those who commit unlawful acts against the children of this island. Yet we have officials, when given opportunities to speak, will say children are the future. But what future do they envision? Correct. Yeah. Andrea said they are still working with the colonialism framework, which never saw us as human beings. Andrea, you hit the nail on the head, Andrea. Andrea, you hit the nail on the head. As I was reading that, that's what came to my mind. If in Barbados, remember that this was kind of the hub for slavery. If you understand, this is the first place that we came, and and slavery was most established here. And on the law books, Barbados is the only place where a child in the region, a child at 11 years old, is can be charged for a criminal offense. Everywhere else in the region is 12 years old, right? And the question is, guys, the question is why? And why all of these governments that have come, nothing has happened. We've had our prime minister wanting to change the constitution to allow senators and to do what she wants to do. But what about this? How come I never heard anybody campaigning on their political platform about this? I didn't hear anybody on their political platform talking about this. Huh? How come the prime minister can want to go and change the constitution for all these different things, and we haven't heard anything about the Juvenile Act, reforming of the Juvenile Act? Yeah, guys, how many of you are going to be coming out to the march tomorrow, to the prayer walk? How many of you coming out to the prayer walk tomorrow? Okay, so here are the flyers up again for the prayer walk. Hashtag protect our girls, hashtag save our youth. And tomorrow at Sunday, May 8th at 6 a.m. And we're meeting at the Black Rock Main Road by the Soul gas station near the traffic lights. Okay, so tomorrow, if this, what we're talking about today, if it's connecting with you, so you're going to meet at the Black Rock Main Road, and it's at 6 a.m. by the Soul gas station near the traffic lights. Wear white. We're asking the women to wear white, and there are several organizations that are part of this. Praise Academy of Dance is one. The Spiritually Aware Group is one. Full Moon Goddess Circle, Politically Incorrect, is one. And the Barbados Youth Action Program, and many more. Okay, so we want you guys to share the flyer and to get dressed and come down. Get dressed and come down. We're wearing white tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Yes, guys. Yes, guys. So we need you to come out, come out, come out. Yeah, come out, come out. Please share, please share. So we're meeting at the Black Rock Main Road, there, and by the Soul gas station near the traffic lights is where we're gonna meet at 6 a.m. Of course, we're gonna organize before we go out, and there you can bring your placards, and there are some things that that I'm seeing here, being told of what we can put on the placards, suggested, you know um, text. However, you can go ahead, and once your placard is not offensive, because this is, as it says, it's a prayer walk, we want to be respectful. There it's silent, it is completely silent, and we want to be respectful of each other. That we are not, we're not in any shouting match with anybody. Yeah, and as the Nation newspaper says, that the groups to stage silent prayer walk calling for end to abuse of young people. Here in Barbados, a number of organizations are dedicating efforts to eliminating the abuse of youth in Barbados. The groups and women from all cross sections of society and the diaspora met on May 1st to discuss strategies with specific focus on wards of the GIS, right? A media statement said this group of organizations and passionate individuals will continue to network and collaborate on several initiatives that support the safety and holistic well-being of the wards of the state who are housed at GIS. Preliminary initiatives are scheduled to occur in this month of May, designated as Child Month, and various short to long-term strategies will be implemented. Members of the group have compiled a short-term plan and launching their events with a silent prayer walk on Mother's Day, which is tomorrow. So guys, come out, come out. Who coming? Who joining? The prayer walk will start at 6 a.m. on Black Rock Main Road near its junction with Dodson Lane and Griffith Lane, and is to continue along Black Rock Main Road to its junction with Wayville Avenue and return. The situation at GIS and Dodds has sparked outrage from as far back as 42 years ago. And because no fundamental changes have been made to this penal system for juveniles, the outrage continues today in 2022. The problem of systematic abuse in Barbados started during slavery, as Angela, I believe, said, and still exists today in the form of sexual, physical, and emotional abuse that impact generations of families. Our long-term plan is to through advocacy and strategic action usher in a juvenile correctional system that is humane and underpinned by the principles of child justice. Our network of organizations in the third sector have and will continue to build their capacity to create programs and deliver training to staff and caregivers of all government run juvenile penal institutions and any other facility in need of it, right? And it goes on. So, guys, listen, some of the organizations involved: the Global Network for Cultural Development, Praise Academy of Dance, Orgasmic Intelligence, Politically Incorrect, Operation Safe Space, Spiritually Aware Group, We the Forgotten Women, Barbados Youth Action Program, Full Moon Goddess Circle, Solom Construction and Property Management Services, Amalulu the Children's Foundation. So these are some of the organizations, and there are numbers of individuals who are part of this tomorrow. And again, it's at 6 a.m. 6 a.m. Mr. Hoyt, you going to join us? Mr. Hoyt? Mr. Hoyt, I hope you're going to join us. I know Michelle is joining. Emmanuel is joining. I'm only two persons. Nobody is joining me from no, where my warriors at? Where my warriors at? Nobody is joining me. Now, guys, as usual, you're invited to come on. I'm going to put the link here in the chat. I'm not seeing Steve Moore this morning. There's a link in the chat if you want to come on and join me on the show. Be my guest on the show. You do not have to put on your camera, but you can come on and share your thoughts. This is something that we really need to make sure that we can voice our opinions on it. Yeah, so come on, guys, and share your thoughts. Share your thoughts. Yes, he needs to go. Yeah, I'm speaking on behalf of the group. I'm speaking on behalf of this show. As far as Marcia Weeks, I'm concerned, Wilfred Abrahams. I keep saying Abrams, but it's Wilfred Abrahams. He needs to go, and that Minister Wilfred Abrams, we need to push for his resignation. Listen, in America, he'll be gone for less than this. Yes, Carmela. Hi, Carmela. Where are you watching from, Carmela? Carmela, where are you watching from? Are you going to join tomorrow? Tomorrow we're wearing white and we're meeting at the Soul. Ah, okay, Mr. Hoyt. Well, guess what, guys? We're there between 6 a.m. and 12, so you can come within that time. It doesn't have to be 6 a.m. You can come within that time. Oh, Carmela is in Toronto. Carmela, are you from the Caribbean? Um, Listen, yes, Carmelo, I know the mothers or families of the girls are invited to be at the prayer walk, the silent prayer walk. and so we're hoping that they will be there. I know that former wards of GIS of this government industrial school will be there tomorrow as well. So yeah, they will be there as well. Okay. Okay, we have one of the organizers. She is going to be logging on very, very soon. So one of the organizers will be logging on, and guys, share. Anybody else is coming? Just myself, Michelle. We're gonna be lonely out there, guys. Listen. Don't let us go outside there, and this thing flop, people. Come on, Bajans. Don't let us go out there and it flop, please. We need the support. You remember the first time we talked about this, you said, oh, let's go on the road. And now a group of people get up and they're doing it, and don't let, well, when they turn around, they out there and turn around, they see nobody. Come on, folks. Listen, it can't be just Michelle Rouse and myself will be out there. We gotta have some more people, man. We have to have more people going who will be out there tomorrow. Yeah. Who else is going to be out there tomorrow? Bring out the placards. Bring out the placards, guys. All tomorrow. We want to see the placards. Okay, nothing offensive on there, guys. Remember, this is a prayer walk and it's about children. So everything needs to be decent. Yeah? And so tomorrow is a big day, right? Tomorrow is a big day, a big day, a big day. As Michelle said, bring out the posters, bring out the placard. Michelle, you made your placard already? I'm going to be making mine at 3 o'clock today. I'm making my placard at 3 today for my prayer walk. And I'm putting my what I'm praying for will be on my placard. Yeah. So, as well. So I'm going to send up the prayer silently to God, but my prayer request will also be on my placard. So, guys, yeah. So who else is going to join? Oh, Andrea, we would love for you to be there, Andrea. Come, Andrea. Come on out. It's between 6 and 12. And you don't have to stay for the entire thing. Yeah? You don't have to stay for the entire thing. You can come on out. And, it's between 6 and 12. And we just, we have our prayer. It's a silent prayer. You have your, make sure that you have your you're wearing your white. And as we said, we're going to be meeting at the Black Rock at the Soul gas station there, and moving out, and it's 6 to 12, so we'll be there back and forth, and you can come out, come and go, come on, man. It's a prayer walk, but it's kind of also like a vigil in a way. So we're going to be there. We holding the strain there for all those hours, right? So please, okay, so we need more of you need to tell me that you're coming out. Yeah, more of you need to tell me that you're going to be coming out. Yes, Mr. Hoyt, you're going to make it. Mr. Hoyt, man, come, Mr. Hoyt, man. In Jamaica we said stop the coming and come. Stop the coming and come, Mr. Hoyt. Oh my goodness. Anybody else? Mr. Hoyt. All right. So, guys, I told you we're going to have one of the organizers with us, and she's actually here with us in the studio. Okay, Mr. I. Oh man, Mr. Hyde, Mr. Hyde. I know when you get there, make sure you come and say hi to me, Mr. Hyde. I would love to take a picture with you. All right. So make sure you come, Andrea. I'm looking forward to see you, Andrea, and bring somebody with you. No, bring somebody with you tomorrow. All right. Looking forward to seeing you. All right, please, guys. I don't know Andrew. I don't know Michelle. I don't know you guys. You know, we're connected by Facebook, so make sure you come and you say hi to me. All right. So I want to welcome Miss Tempu Nefertari here with me. And this is a wonderful sister that, guys, I have just met her. And Tempu is really the person who is, I would have to say, steering the ship. And she's at the head of it. It's a lot of people. A lot of people. It's really a lot of people. A lot of people have been working, but this lady, she is a mover and a shaker. I tell you, man. I tell you. The other day I came on here and I said, we need a few good women. Listen, this is one of them here. And this lady, oh, every time I talk to her, her spirit is so beautiful. And she's a hard worker, Miss Hoyt, a beautiful woman, a hard worker, and she's the director of Omalulu, I think.
That's right.
Lulu, the Children's Foundation. This is a registered charity, right? And she is also an attorney, and but she works mainly as a legal consultant. Okay, so she works as a legal consultant, and and she has been doing, as I said, an amazing job. And I'm going to just welcome her. Welcome, 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 Temple. Great to have you this morning. Is she stuck or am I stuck? Can't hear her. Is Tempu stuck or am I stuck? Can you hear me? Guys, let me know if you can hear me. You can see me or you can hear me. Oh, there you are
I
again. Go ahead, Tempu. Let me see if I can hear you.
greetings, Marcia. Greetings to your audiences
Yes, I'm
around the
not
world. Are
hearing
you
getting
hearing
any
me?
audio. No audio? You want to check your audio? Oh, Mr. Hoyt
Let me
said
try
he's
again.
met you a few times. Okay, not hearing
Are
you,
you
Tempu.
not as yet?
Not hearing you. Can't hear you
Oh
at all.
no.
Mr. Hoyt, can you hear Tempu? Oh, you can hear Temple. I just can't hear her. Why? Oh, go ahead again, Temple.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Yes, it was on my part. Thank you, guys. Yes, welcome, Madame. Welcome, welcome. It's a pleasure having
Thank
you.
you, thank you, thank you. I'm happy to be here in your
Yes,
company and the company of your audiences.
yes, wonderful. Now, can you talk to us about this process? I mean, it's like this is was it something that was being planned months ago? Tell me about this process and how this prayer walk has come together.
Okay, first, thank you, Marcia, for having me and for recognizing my efforts and for lifting me up with your words because that's what we do for each other. We lift each other up. Now, you asked how this came together, if this was in the works for sometime. I could only admit that it has been in the works of the minds and the hearts and the spirits of individual women over time because these are issues that women have been talking about. This particular issue, and I think it was just the opportune time for us to come together and push. The flyer that came out said we just need a few good women to come and push. And
Mm-hmm.
that was all that we needed to bring us together to get the ball rolling. And I want to take the time to acknowledge, Marcia, all the women who came together in that meeting and subsequently. Because, many times people want to highlight the wahala that may happen when women come together to work. but these women have been very respectful, supportive, very gentle with each other. And you know how it is when you're corresponding virtually,
Mm-hmm.
how text can have tones that you don't intend. We didn't have any of that to do.
Mm-hmm. Hello, can you hear? Can you hear? Go ahead. We just had a little break. Could be me. Continue, Temple.
Right.
You're so correct.
Okay. Yes, yes. And that has been beautiful. It has been energizing to all of us. So we heard from in our group, we have women from across the society, professional women, women who have agencies, organizations that are concerned with the well-being of family and youth and children and women. And we had the opportunity to hear the thoughts and ideas of all these women in terms of how we would move forward. We were able in short time to be able to come to an agreement about what the objectives are and how we should go forward. And as women, Marcia, not that other people don't pray, but women and mothers, we forever pray. We
Yes.
forever pray. Before you're going to the new job, your prayer. When you know your children have to go back up to school, your prayer. Your children have exams, your prayer. We always pray. We even leave home and you're walking and you're praying. You're driving
Yes.
and you're praying. So we knew that to start this effort, we needed to start with prayer and we needed to start with collective prayer. We wanted to be visible. We wanted the prayer to reverberate in the vicinity of the girls because we want those girls to know you are not alone. You are not alone. We are mothers and women of this nation, and we are out here supporting you. We are going to see to it that you are handled with dignity. No matter what you
Mm-hmm.
have done wrong, we can address that. But when it comes to relating to you, to treating you, to helping you to heal, to rehabilitate you, even to reprimand you, it is going to be
Mm-hmm.
done with dignity because it is
Yes.
possible and they
Yes.
deserve that. If we want them to treat themselves with dignity, treat their children with dignity, their neighbors with dignity, then we have to treat them in dignity and with dignity.
Yes, yes, yes. Temple, you see, I'm listening and I'm smiling, and that has been the experience I've had with this group of women, and I'm gleaning so much. That's the truth, and just as I say, iron sharpens iron. And I came on the
Indeed.
show, and I remember asking for a few good women, and I tell you, I listen. You all need to come out, Leo, are you in Barbados, Leo? I would love for you to come out. You're saying that women are great prayer warriors. But the good thing about tomorrow, temple, is that it's not just women, right? The whole family can be there, right?
That's right. That's right. Women are spearheading the prevention, but we expect that men will be there because we know there are men who care for their families. There are men who see the injustice in what is being done to these young girls and our children. There are men who treat women with dignity. And that balance is important. We don't ever want to lose sight of that balance. So we expect that good men will be there. And we expect that parents who want to demonstrate to their children that they need to stand up and they need to support other children and youth like themselves, we expect that those parents will also bring out their children in white. Let the children
Mm-hmm.
understand that in a time to come, if they are required to stand up for others, this is how it is done.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes, correct, correct. Now, I know you only have a couple minutes because you are very busy. There's a lot that has to happen today, and so in the next couple minutes, I want to talk to you about this law that is part of the Juvenile Act, which is the wandering, and which seem to be really at the genesis, at the genesis or the foundation, I would say, of a lot of what's happening with our girls. What are your thoughts as an attorney? What are your thoughts about that?
Marcia, as I've told you in the past, well, you asked me what are my thoughts as an attorney, but I can't separate being an attorney from being the African woman warrior that I am. So you're going to get it twofold. So
Mm-hmm.
as an attorney, this wandering offense, um, legally, it represents the 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 the, the open door that
Mm-hmm.
has allowed adults and the authorities in our society to continue to treat our children in this dehumanizing manner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But what that wandering offense also represents, Marcia, it also represents that colonial legacy that we are refusing to kick out the door. You know, we've been hearing it in other aspects. People talk about us being a post-colonial societies in the region, but we need to purposely act in removing these vestiges of colonialism that are hurting us. We have to be able to see for ourselves. So this wandering act, when you examine it, wandering came straight out of the slave laws, because enslaved persons, if they were found off of the plantation without a note from massa saying where they're going or how long they should be out, then they could be charged with wandering, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And this is it here, because this wandering concerns um, young children or young people not having permission from their
Mm-hmm.
parents or guardians to be wherever they are found to be.
Mm-hmm.
This
Mm-hmm.
this is what it is about. So a child is found so-called wandering the streets, picked up, questioned, eventually brought before the court. And let's say it is discovered, and this is the major offense among girls, this of wandering.
Mm-hmm.
This is most times what the girls are taken to court for. So when that child is taken before the court, of course the police does their investigations, they question the child, and they may or may not get to the root of what has caused that child to leave the home.
Right.
Why is she hanging out where she's hanging out? Why is she into the activity that she's into? What has happened in the home to cause this? They may find out what caused that. But when the child goes before the court now and she is found guilty of wandering,
Mm-hmm.
then the sentence is imposed. And the legislation speaks of a minimum of 3 years and a maximum of 5 years. And
Mm-hmm.
that is what the authorities have just decided is ideal. But so you can imagine taking a 14-year-old girl and relegating her to an institution, and we know the nature and the type and the function of the institution from all the reports that have come up. Relegating this 14-year-old girl, and I'm saying girl because most times it is the girls, for 3 years minimum, 5 years maximum. And we have come to know that there is little focus on rehabilitation at the government industrial school. We've come to know that there's little focus on adhering to the principles of juvenile justice,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that is why then we are faced with situations where the girls run away, they attempt to burn down the home, and the evidence is all there. The evidence is there.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have heard from the past deputy chairman of GIS's board, Marsha Hineslane, at some point in time. And we really thank Marsha for the work that she has put in,
Oh,
and for
yes.
the courage that she demonstrated
Mm-hmm.
when she spoke out about what was happening. The courage that she demonstrated, because I'm sure she was mindful that in this here Barbados that I live in, they will retaliate. I gonna get kicked
Yes.
out, I can get talked about, I'm gonna lose my pick, because that is how politicians operate, and that is something else to be addressed. This modus operandi that you have to be victimized and ill-treated because you point out something that is not correct. Stop it. That as well is from the colonial legacy. We need to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to thank Marcia for the work that she has done. And Marcia would have spoken to us about the draft amendments being done to the legislation to update it. And in general, that whole body of legislation that deals with juvenile offenses. But for the time that that has been done and that draft has been informed, apparently, clearly, it has not been the political will or the priority of the authorities to get that into parliament and get it enacted for the benefit of our children. And that is where the problem lies, Marcia, because it's
Mm.
not that they don't know that it is antiquated. It is that it's not that they don't know that what is happening in the institution is to the detriment of our children. We would have seen via the media that there was an outcry in 1979 when there was that exposure of what happened of the situation at Dodds, and Dodds is the male institution for juveniles. And at that time, the journalists spoke of being shocked when they walked into the institution and saw the conditions and saw how the boys were being treated. So these outcries have been coming over the years, the condition with which our children have had to live in, the treatment, the abuse. Why for so many years? And so I'm saying, when I started to speak about the wandering offense, and I told you that I speak as attorney, but then I have to speak as an African warrior woman. That warrior aspect is exactly what is the mental state of our people, that we can sit and allow something like this to persist for 40 something years. Why is it that
Mm-hmm.
the legislation that we didn't hurry and get that legislation changed? That says something, and that's what we really need to look at. We need to look at the way we think about ourselves. We need to look at the way we think about our children and how
Mm-hmm.
our children are to be treated. So then how do we expect our children to treat their children?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
This has to be nipped
That
in the
is
bud.
deep. Yeah. Yeah. So so these the amendments, the draft amendments, how long has that been done? How long ago?
Uh, as we got a report on that in 2019. So
Mm-hmm.
this is at least 3 years now for sure that we know we got the confirmation that the amendments were made. So that's one of
Mm-hmm.
the things that we want to push for. And I want it to be very clear, Marcia, that this umbrella organization of women and organizations, we are not looking for war. Women don't initiate war. That is not our approach. Others
Yeah.
maybe, but we don't. We are here as the nurturers of our society, of the
Mm-hmm.
caregivers, as the teachers, as the one who have that responsibility, as the ones who have that responsibility. We are here to demonstrate to the government that this is how serious we take that responsibility. So we want to line ourselves up alongside the government to say, okay, listen, we are going to be oversight if it is oversight you apparently need. We are
Mm-hmm.
going to be the ones to remind you, to chuck you here to say, all right, let's move on with this now. Let's get this done. We're also going to be the ones who are going to show you a different perspective, because there is much value in the knowledge and the experience of the women who have gathered under this umbrella organization.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to, I mean, you've been hearing in modern times, let's say, that you need to listen to the opinions of children. Children's views matter,
Mm-hmm.
but we need to actualize that. We need to know what that looks like. We need to know why children's views matters. Why do their views matter? And it's
Mm-hmm.
not, and it is something that many of the adults have to internalize and they have to appreciate,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's true.
because it
You're
is
so
not.
right.
They look at these. Let's take the caregivers in these institutions for instance. If they don't understand why children's views matters, then when they're interacting with these wards, then they're not going to take them seriously. They're not going to take the time to listen. They're not going to value what they have to say. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a whole
Mm-hmm.
mindset that needs to change. We
Mm.
need to hear from these girls. what is happening in the home that's upsetting you. And apart from that, we need to offer assistance to the families, offer
Mm-hmm.
assistance to women who don't understand what parenting is really about. It is time to heal generally. We are now a
Correct.
republic. We are now a republic. We want to project ourselves as being a mature society, being a
Mm-hmm.
responsible society. We have a prime minister who has been lauded and admired regionally and internationally. So this kind of approach, it is only fitting. It is only fitting that this is the kind of approach that we take.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Yes.
Correct. But oh boy, thank you so very much. And I see Jackie is in. Jackie, give me a moment, and then we will. I know you have something to say. Now I want you, to talk to the people about tomorrow and why should they come on? Because I know it's a short little spot we have with you. Because like you, I'm gonna go make my placards. I need to hurry and go get my placards made. But can you? Is what would you want to say to the people, Temple, about coming down tomorrow and being part of the prayer?
I'm back. The signal was a bit weak there.
Yes. Did you hear me? Did you hear the question?
No, I didn't. Would you please
You didn't.
repeat?
Okay, I was asking you, what do you want to say to those who are watching? About tomorrow. Those who are in Barbados, you have people watching from Britain, from different places, from Trinidad, from your home country, Trinidad. What do you want to say to them about tomorrow, about coming down, and even those who are outside of the country and not able to be there tomorrow? What do you want to say to them before you go?
If you can't make it physically, and I will make the declaration now that we have a limit of 100 people. It is only, it is the responsible thing for me to do, to declare that we have that limit of 100 people. If you can't make it tomorrow in white, from 6 a.m. to 12 noon, in that period, I want you to pray with us. I want you to pray for the children and the youth of Barbados. Pray for these girls and pray for the authorities as well. I want you to pray for the minds of the learned judges, magistrates who have to deal with these children in the legal system. I want you to pray that wisdom will prevail because there's the law and you need to abide by the law, you need to apply the law. But in a situation where you look and see that you're working with an antiquated law and the extent of the abuse that has been reported, we're not talking about whether it has been found via an investigation or not. The abuse that has been reported, we want the decision makers to be mindful decisions that they're going to make come Monday with respect to these children who are going to be before the court. We want to see a demonstration of compassion, understanding, and responsibility with respect to placing these children in a safe space where they can begin to heal whilst we look at how we are going to reform the system for other children who need that kind of care. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want people to do tomorrow. I want you to pray for that one thing in particular. And I want you to pray for all the women who are coming together to push on these several issues. Wherever you are, man, woman, child, and at the same time say a prayer for the situation in your country, especially if it is one of the countries in the region, because we have the same thing manifesting in Trinidad and Tobago with the
Mm-hmm.
abuse found in the children's homes. We have
Yes.
the same thing in Jamaica. We have the same
Yes.
thing happening in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Mm-hmm.
And all we want to do is heal. It is
Mm.
time that we turn over a new page as a people in the region.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Mm-hmm.
time we demonstrate to the world that we understand what it is to live and treat people in a humane way. You know, why do
Yes.
we have to
Yes.
be the ones? Why do we have to be the ones that the North Americans and the Europeans have to say, you know, they want to have the death penalty. They have these terrible conditions in the prisons and these terrible conditions in the homes. Why do we have to be those country people? Why can't
Mm,
we be the ones who set the example that our offenders can be dealt with in dignity? Why can't we adopt
correct.
that? I think that should be our aim.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Agreed.
want
Agreed.
mothers. I have a special call for mothers and for women. Don't hold back. Do not hold back. You women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you know the situation that's going on in your country. You know the cases of rape, you know the cases of abuse. Get up and do something for those children. The same thing in Trinidad and Tobago. Get up and do something for those children. In Jamaica, get up and do something for those children. Let us support each other in this turnaround that is so necessary. Transformation, this is what transformation should look like. I thank you so much for your support. Thank you for listening.
Wow, powerful. Really, 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 really powerful. Temple, thank you so much for coming on, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. And
Mhm.
we know that they're going to that people are going to come down, and I suspect, that don't they need to not say, well, they will have enough. We don't know who we're gonna have. We don't know, so you got to come. And the good thing about it is that we're there between 6 and 12. Is it a thing, that they could come and they could go, right? People can come and
Of
go,
course,
right?
so they can rotate. You can come and you can rotate because we're
Yes,
going to be, it's like a vigil, like Marcia said, so you can come and you can rotate. There's enough road that everybody could be socially distanced. You don't have to worry
yes,
about that. Come in
correct.
and rotate. I
Yes.
had a sister, I have to give thanks to a sister. She thought it was going to be this morning. And when 6 o'clock, she was down on the point, ready to prayer. She called me and I
Ah,
had to tell her, I'm so sorry, it's
oh
tomorrow, but
my,
she has to work
yes.
tomorrow. So she said, you know what? I put in my prayer and my presence ahead of time. So we
Ah,
even have that, so this is going to be a phenomenal moment for us when we use prayer. That so many of us, that's the common language
yes.
across all of us. And we're going to
Prayer.
use that to ushering this work that has to be done.
Yes, we're going to take care of our children. Temple, it's been a
We will.
pleasure. And thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow. Okay? God bless
Thank you,
you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. God bless you,
Marcia.
man.
Thank you so much. Blessings.
All right. God
Blessings.
bless. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Jackie, are you there? Jackie, Jackie. Hi, hi, Jackie.
And first, I'm going to
Yes,
say,
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you, Jackie. How you doing?
I'm not too bad. Listening to it all, to the lady that's just gone, I give you support. I might not be as nice in what I'm going to say, but I will keep it as clean as I can.
Yes, clean
First,
is good.
as clean is good, but maybe my first sentence might not be clean. I
Okay.
have a saying that I use, and it is this: you cannot dress shit up with a ribbon. It will always stain and it will always stink. And that is where we are at. We can go round in circles on the platitudes of the system, the judges, the lawyers, whatever. But if we're not going to get real, we need to get real.
Hmm.
We are in this master's playpen. We never left the master's playpen. We are expecting the fox to eat the hens. We
Hmm.
talk about the judges, etc., whatever. The system is rotten to its core. And I'm very sorry to say this. We need to understand, us, the people, now need to recognize that God is within
Hmm.
and our savior is ourselves. To think that we're going to go to the so-called courthouse that, as far as I'm concerned, is a supreme corrupt boys club that needs an exorcist and expect fairness For the children, I'm sorry, no, that's not going to happen. We have to recognize that we are here because we know a lot of things that go on, and because
Mhm.
it's not us, we allow it.
Mhm.
Or we
Mhm.
say, oh, but it's always been going on. You know what I
Mhm.
find? Just like, for instance, with my mum's scenario and her land. When you say
Mhm.
it, you know what's the most hurt? Oh, but that's always gone on. Oh, that's not yesterday.
Exactly.
That's been, and you think, rewind again. You what? Oh, yeah, So let me get this right now. So it's been going on for years, and because it's been going on for years, we now decide that makes it acceptable. Because
Mhm.
that's the
Mhm.
language that I can see we have decided to adopt. It's like
Right.
if the children's heads get chopped off, when we get to 101, we still don't think it's a horror movie because we said, oh, yeah, but our heads just get chopped off. We keep
Mm.
on saying the unacceptable.
Mhm.
Furthermore, we put too much faith in these glorified, pampered, dealing people that have titles. Have we not learnt
Mhm.
that the bigger the title, the bigger the crook? Every single
Right.
name you call in Barbados, and I'm not going to do it now, all have a corrupt, evil history. But yet still, we turn around and we still want to call them honourable. They're not honourable. So don't expect them to honour your children. And as for the young
Mhm.
ladies, this discussion that we're having problems in the home, I am not here to judge at the moment that that is necessarily the core of what this situation is. I do believe that even if those young ladies didn't have a situation in the home, that building would still be taking our children by any means possible. For
Mm.
the simple reason, why haven't we got a school register? Why is there no accountability for paedophiles? Why is it that the girls are having an examination down below that, I'm sorry, what the hell looking for?
Exactly.
Even what
Exactly.
are you looking for? How awful can that be for someone to go to your most intimate part to examine to do what are you looking for? I remember
Lord.
years
Mhm.
two British ladies were raped in Barbados. The police station back then did not even have a rape kit. So if you haven't got a rape kit for adult women, what
Mm.
are you examining in the young girls? I am sorry. Number one and first that has to stop is the examinations. And
Well, you
the
know, Jackie, let me just say here that that is one of the things that Marsha Hines, and we salute Marsha Hines as a hero. That they've gotten a lawyer to try to stop them from examining the you know the young ladies, because when the young ladies turned themselves in, they decided that they were going to do vaginal the police was going to do vaginal examinations of the girls. And even when the parents said no, we don't want them to be examined, then you know that, but this is what they're insisting, that that is what they're going to do. So just so
but
those who are watching, because Leo is in shock, but
but
it is
that
so, Leo, that
this
this is what they're doing. Go ahead, Jackie.
shows you that this is deeper than what we are talking about.
Mm.
Why would you want, what are you looking for? Why does it matter whether she has slept with one man or not is not the point here. If there is
Mm-hmm.
an issue, it's called a conversation and an education. But we
Correct.
are doing a judgment and an indoctrination. How dare they think they have any right? Let me get this right. These people are corrupt as hell anyway. So I'm sorry. Touch whose child are you talking? You are not
Mm-hmm.
fit to touch my child, even if that is the case. It's called a
Mm-hmm.
conversation. That young lady is either going to say whatever, and to be honest, the whole thing has a bad taste. Wondering, it's called
Correct.
life, called children. Children are going to, they learn as they grow. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
some are going to experiment. That is called children. We are,
yeah, it's their body, and they're going to. But the thing about it, that I want to tell you is that I found out. Remember, that if they catch the boys wandering, they don't. There is no budget. There's no examination of that nature of the boys. That's the thing about it. So it's the girls that they're examining the vaginas, but they're
but for
not. What do they look? As Alex said, do they open up the bottom of the boys to look if they were abused, or what are they looking for? I don't understand.
Yeah, but to me, at the end of the day, the girls and the boys, for me, it's children. I'm not here talking just about the girls. The boys are being abused as well. So, to be fair, if we're going to say we're going to pray, we have to pray for the children. It's the
Yes.
girls and boys. The boys are also being abused. The whole thing is an absolute disgrace, period. So, I think if
Hmm.
we are going to say, as the women and the mothers, it's not just the girls, it's the girls and the boys. The
Correct.
boys, they are all tomorrow's generation. They are all being abused today and are meant to be the adults of tomorrow.
Hmm.
And what are we doing as the adults that are here now? As far as I'm concerned, the children, girls and boys, are being abused by a system set up to abuse them. There is
Hmm.
no reason why a child should be taken as a child of the state because they've got a behavior problem. No, that's called
Hmm.
conversations, education.
Hmm.
Let's have a, sometimes it's easier to talk to somebody outside the box. It doesn't necessarily mean there is a problem at home. How about
Hmm.
there might be just a problem in general in life? Look at the
Hmm.
situation we are raising them in. Barbados is an apartheid state, number one. I'm very sorry. If you're black, you're under attack. And if you're white, you're always right. They live in that realm. And now we want
Hmm.
to make out that it's all about a problem in the home. No, I'm
Hmm.
sorry. We have to accept that it is a problem of society because we have allowed the slave master's legacy to continue. Slavery hasn't gone anywhere, it's just in a different form.
Different form. Yeah.
All institutions are run by the same slave masters, even the schools.
Hmm. Hmm.
Prisons were built for the runaway slaves. Police were to catch the slaves. Mental institutions were actually brought in for women like us because we broke into meltdown mode when they used to snatch our children. That's where mental institutions actually came from. It's
Hmm.
actually everything is based, everything we're in now, the root is the evil of slavery. And I'm going to say the root and the evil of slavery. And for people
Correct.
to understand, we were not slaves, we were in slaves. We
Hmm.
built the pyramids. I'm getting really tired of this sort of history. We're not slaves, we were in slaves. They have
Hmm.
our dynasties, they are
Yeah.
our pyramids. So we
But
need to have self worth as a people to start somewhere.
I mean, Jackie, you're spitting out some truth today, I tell you. It's a real pleasure having you on. And you know what, while you're on, and I'm going to put, because we're going to close in a couple minutes, but I want to put the link there again. Leo, if you want to jump on, and Nathaniel, the link is there. Just put it in your phone and you come on. You don't have, like, you see, Jackie doesn't have her face up, her camera on. You can just come in and let's just close out the show. Give your yeah, she's talking some real truth, Carmela. Carmela Charles. Carmela, you can come in right under your comment. If you look, you will see the link, and you can use the link and come in and be part of the final thoughts before we close out the show today. But listen, guys, this is what is happening in Trinidad. Okay, so this came out May 4th. May 4th. Okay, today is May 7th. The Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister with responsibility for gender and child affairs, Ayanna Webster Roy, says she is heartbroken after an independent investigation into children's homes in Trinidad found a number of irregularities. The report by a cabinet appointed team chaired by retired appeal court judge Judith Jones found that among the irregularities were children at some of these residences being subject to secret trips with unapproved adults, transactions involving narcotics for sex, gang rape initiations, and former residents living at the homes of staff members. This is what is happening here in our glorious Caribbean. In Trinidad, did you hear all of this? Did you hear this, Jackie? Huh?
Right. But I'm going to say we have to realize and recognize something. I'm not going to pick on individual countries. I'm going to say globally because I'm in England and trust me, we have horror stories here. I mean, exactly, we could all read from the same hymn book
Mm-hmm.
because, again, it's the same system by the same people. It's globally because it's the foundation of it. So we
Mm-hmm.
need to say all children and all of us so that we don't get into that sort of your country, that country, this country. It's the real. This
Mm-hmm.
is what we have become because it is the slave master's
Mm-hmm.
legacy. All our social systems are not there to look after us. The
Mm-hmm.
sooner we understand they're there to abuse us, this is why we are here. Think
Mm-hmm.
about it. Those girls are in a school. Let me get this right. A state school getting abused, but they're meant to be getting help. That makes no sense. And as for
Mm-hmm.
the idiots, I don't even the Wilfred, the egg, I'm sorry, not fit for corrupt purpose. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know why he put himself in front of a goddamn camera and opened his mouth. Want to understand, Wilfred? You found nothing to investigate, but the girl child was naked with no clothes. You sound like a goddamn fool. You can only be but a fool, and I'm saying that straight up. The fact that these girl children, all children, have no clothes. I'm sorry. Ring the goddamn bell and bring the fire brigade too. Forget about the investigation. Your school needs an exorcist. The
Mm-hmm.
children need to be released, and that's the girls and the boys, because I state this again, they are children. They
Yes.
will learn from their mistakes and they will grow from their mistakes, but they
Correct.
can grow through abuse. And that is what we are doing. We are abusing them. How can two healthy girls that were smart enough to escape now be on suicide watch? Someone explain that to me, please.
Mm-hmm.
Explain how you're doing the best interest of the child when obviously the child was a lot safer outside.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I was safer. But oh, hello, let's drag them back, lambs to slaughter. Wilfred, it's not even about resign. I can't, if that's even too nice a word, and because I'm live, I'm going to keep it clean.
Thank
Personally,
you.
I'm just going to say, crawl back in whatever hole you crawled out of to chat that crap. And please don't close the door on your way out. I hope it swings
Mm-hmm.
on the lot of you. And furthermore, as for the so called women, please pray God tell me, are the women in the goddamn cabinet not fit for purpose? We already know this. You can't even dress your shit up nicely, ladies. Not one word out and not a one. Not even come on. You know, like we're, I mean, even if you're pretending, because we know you are, try
Mm.
and make it look good. You are a cabinet of women in high places. And not one maternal word come from any of them.
You know,
And you don't
Jackie,
talk.
I never thought about that. Jackie, you giving me goosebumps here. I never thought about that. I was thinking about the does the prime minister, but there's so many women. You're so correct. And we have not heard one word from them, Jackie. You are correct, my sister.
Yeah, but
Wow.
honestly, to be fair, they might be women, but I'm sorry, we're above their pay grade. They have no
Mm,
morals. They can't even pretend to have morals. Why the hell have we got two idiot men chatting crap in our ears? And I say idiot men because they had no empathy. Because I know we got some champions down there like Emmanuel and the Alexes and the Steves and too many to mention. So there
mm-hmm,
are, they are called men. Them two idiots that they put out there to chat crap in our ears are overpaid and overstayed. And if they really want to do us a favor, release the kids and all them corrupt so-called demons down there, as far as I'm concerned, because that's why we're in the pits of hell at the moment. Walk into your so-called state school and see how good you come out. Because what I'm hearing is they get abused and then they remember we are chipping at their self-worth.
mm-hmm,
Those children come out and do not think they are worth anything because they are being abused on a daily, emotionally, mentally, physically. How are they meant to come back out in society and hold their head up high when we've allowed them to be walked on, trodden on, and abused, and then tell them to still come out in society and hold their head up high?
mm-hmm,
No, it's
mm-hmm,
not good enough. They have to be
mm-hmm,
connected spiritually. They have to
mm-hmm.
have self-worth. They are all kings and queens in the making, all of those children. And I'm telling them, if Jackie Stewart and family and mum, we praise you all. And don't make none of your abusers think they got you like that. They are not
Mm-hmm.
fit to shine in your light. None of them. And the first
Mm-hmm.
thing I'm going to tell all you children down there, do not think that people with a title are better than you. And don't always think that adults are right because we get it wrong too. And an
Correct.
abuser can come in any form. And if you are being abused, you scream to the highest mountain because it is your right to.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
your right to. And
Yes,
you
yes.
have no right suffering in silence. But I'll tell you this, as for the Mia Pampadini circus around the world, I ain't even going there because I'm not on it. I'm sorry. I'm not giving. I'm not even going to go there today. God help me, please.
Jackie,
I'm,
you keeping it on the children. So tomorrow, to what do you want to say, Jackie? You're passionate. Where in Barbados are you born?
I'm not from Barbados. I was born here. My mum's from St James in Barbados.
Ah, that's right. That's right. You did say that.
Yeah,
So
my mum is.
you are right, but you're connected here. I could feel it. You're connected. You understand what
Anyway,
is
it's
happening in
afraid
Barbados.
of who makes you who you are. You carry that essence within.
Yes,
We carry that
yes.
within. And
So
my
let me
mum can tell you, this
go
is
ahead.
not a yesterday story. It's been going on for years.
Yes. Mm,
We failed. Us adults in the house are called Earth. We have failed our children. And if we think bits of paper shoving about the place is going to save them, we ain't learnt nothing.
yes.
You know, we ain't
Yes.
learnt nothing. And I keep on telling people when they do it to one, they do it to all. And the sooner we
Mm-hmm.
wake up and realize that knowledge is power, caring is sharing, and there is strength in unity, the quicker we'll get rid of the garbage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agree, agree, agree. And
So
what
you,
can you say to
I,
people who are thinking whether they should come down to the walk tomorrow or not? What would you say to people? You're not here, Jackie, and so you can't attend. But what would you
well,
say to somebody who
I
is
would say
saying, huh?
my prayer would not be silent because I want to wake up the dead. So I am sorry. My prayers
But
would not be silent.
But
I'd be
I
here with
understand when I check with the organizers, I understand why they've made it private because they want to be near the psychiatric hospital. And the laws said that if you are around any hospital, that it's a silent zone. You see? So yes, it's a silent storm.
Okay, but should we also think about this then?
Hmm.
It's a silent abusing zone. We're listening to the law of the lawless. I'm sorry, my prayer would be loud because it can't do no harm if they can hear there's love coming from outside. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, they can't really hear silent prayer, but my God, they can hear a prayer of unity. Do you know
Hmm.
how lifting it is spiritually to feel love from all corners?
Yes.
So I see at the page. My prayer, I'm sorry, guys, if I was there, I'd be there with my saucepan, banging and praying. They would know I was there. Those people in there would know they're not on their own. Because
Yes.
I'm sorry, you want silence while they're getting abused, you don't get to choose.
Mm. You
You
know, the
don't.
good thing about it, the good thing about it, I'm hearing a feedback, but the good thing about it is that they're going to have placards which will have on there lots of different things. Okay, so the placards I know are being made today, and people are making their own as well, and so that is a good thing. And having passed by the psychiatric, a lot of times the people are out in the yard, and so we're hoping that they will come out and to see what is happening. They're going to be some of their parents are going to be there. The girls' parents will be with us out there as well, I'm being told. And I know for sure there will be former wards of GIS will also be there as well. So it's a strong connection with GIS. And I think that in order for them to get the permit, I really loved how these women operated, and what they did was a lot of wisdom that they operated with in order to
I
get the
agree.
permit. Yeah.
But as I said, you asked me if I was there. To be honest, my prayer.
No, no, no. What I was asking you is, what can you say to the people in terms of
I,
them coming out to support?
I say this. Let's not judge one another firstly. Stop
Mm-hmm.
this conversation that we keep on talking about the problems in the home. This situation is not about the problems in the home.
Mm-hmm.
This situation is about the abuse of power. So that's what we need to concentrate on,
Mm-hmm.
because we're kind of distracted with the home life and this and that. It's not
Mm.
really the essence of this,
Good point.
because whatever, you know, I want us, if let's have the conversation. Let's put aside this sort of, because when we start talking about the home, we start getting judgmental. We start
Mm-hmm.
thinking this really, and we also then make the parents think they're doing something wrong. They're not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily doing something wrong. We are all on a journey of learning, and that's including being a parent. So
Yes.
maybe me, I think we should be concentrating on the real things that we need to concentrate on, which is the abuse of power, period.
Mm.
Let's leave this sort of home front alone until, as a
Mm-hmm.
people, we set something up where we can have these conversations,
Mm-hmm.
where it's people that actually care. Part of growing and learning is listening. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that is what is happening. We're not listening, because already I've listened to some people. We're starting off in the home, the parent. That's not what this is about. Because
Mm-hmm.
even when the parent was saying, no, we do not want our children to be examined, the state was saying different.
Correct.
Okay. And furthermore, even if that child is examined and they said it was the man up the road, is there a paedophile register? Because I don't think there is. So even if
No,
we're
there's
saying,
none.
so therefore, why are we making an issue of the young children, but we're not making an issue of the adult abusers?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
the discussion will be, let's concentrate where blame needs to be, and it's at the top where the rot is. That is what I would say.
Mm. Wow,
And
excellent.
it's,
The abuse of focus on the abuse of power, because we don't want to get it twisted, and
yes.
and lose sight of what is necessary. Well, this is where we end for today, Jackie. Oh my goodness, this has
Right,
been
you
so
guys, thanks
powerful.
for listening.
Go ahead.
Love you all, with you in spirit. And tomorrow I'll be banging down my prayer. Nothing's going to be stolen from me. Love you all. Take care and stay safe. Mwah.
Yes, God bless you. God bless you, Jackie. Thank you so much for coming on today. God bless you. Guys, that's Jackie Stewart, and she was part of the audience. And every Saturday, every time we come on, now this is such an important topic that I ask people to come on. We normally have Steve and Alex, and I didn't see them today. I don't know if they didn't see the link, but you know what? Jackie was on, and we had Tempu Nefertari was on, and that was wonderful as well. And we're going to be back on Wednesday, we're going to be on, God willing, at 1 p.m. And we are going to continue to talk about the region. I had some great videos to show you from Jamaica, etc. But we're going to do that on Wednesday because we still need to stay with Barbados a little bit, right? So we just mentioned a little bit of what's happening in Trinidad at the children's home, where on May 4th, they reported that they found their investigation has shown that there are children being abused, sexually being abused at the children's home in this is in Port of Spain, right? They found that among irregularities were children at some of these residents being subject to secret trips with unapproved adults, huh? And transactions involving drugs for sex at the children's home, gang rape initiations, and the former residents living at the homes of staff members. So these are the things, some of the things that's happening in Trinidad. We're going to go into this a bit more on Wednesday, and we're going to have someone here from Jamaica who is going to be talking about Jamaica as well. This is Child's Month, and we are going to push for the better treatment of our children throughout the region. Thank you so much, Andrea. Hope to see you there, Andrea. Come on out, Andrea. Winston, I hope to see you there, Winston. I hope to see you there tomorrow, Winston. Wayne Hoyt, come on out, man. And listen, it's from 6 to 12. And so what the ladies are saying, you can come out, you can come and leave. Come and leave. Come on, guys. Dress in white. I know guys don't want to be in full white, but even if it's just a white shirt, most of you, you have a white V-neck you can put on and come out, right? Nathaniel can't come, he's away in another country. But guys, everybody who is on, and if you're in Barbados and you're listening to me, all roads are going to lead tomorrow down to Black Rock Soul gas station. That's where we're meeting up, 6 a.m. And we're doing this back and forth up and down that street, stopping in front of the psychiatric hospital and various other places, and praying and moving. And it's going to be moving back and forth. And so it's like a moving vigil. Quiet, 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 silent prayer in white. Come on, guys. Everybody come down. Come down tomorrow. Winston, I hope to see you there. And bring your wife with you. That's one of my favorite people. Come on down and let's yes, good. I know you'll be there, Winston. I know you will be there. Come on out. Come on out. Come on, Andrea. We've got to do it. We got to do it. Come on. All right, guys. So see you tomorrow. God bless you, and join me again on Wednesday. We're going to stay on this issue, guys. Stay on this issue until these amendments are made to those laws, okay? God bless you. Love you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. God bless.